All right. So,
Arriba la raza, Simón Paisano.
do you really though use home remedies? Like legit?
I do.
Yeah, me too. And it works out perfectly.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're the type of person that doesn't want to jump on medications right away, or if you don't have money to see a primary care.
Exactly. No, it's just
Is that our topic today?
yeah, home remedies.
Nice.
Good.
How you been, bro? Good to see you, man.
What's up, brother?
I haven't seen you in a while.
Ooh,
You're matching
Can we
today.
actually do that one more time? Nice.
Wow.
Oh, that was nice.
Smooth.
That was very smooth. I like it. Ready? Oh, is that? Oh, are we throwing up gang signs?
Let's do
Oh,
it.
should we do the whole one? All right, ready?
Let's do it.
Damn, bro, that was like since we
Smooth.
were like ninth grade.
Yeah, that was smooth,
That
bro.
was so smooth, bro.
All right, so we're doing home remedies today, guys. We got a lot of requests on this. People wanted to get kind of some ideas on if they don't have insurance, they don't have a doctor, or they don't want to take medications. Here are some home remedies me and AJ are going to cover.
Exactly. And another one is like, what if it's holiday weekend? What if pharmacies are closed? What if your doctor's office is closed?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do in this situation? Yes, not everything can be cured with home remedies, but a lot of common, illnesses or complications can be stabilized by a lot of home remedies.
And don't overdo things. You
Well,
know,
of
like
course,
if we're saying sugars for one thing, don't go load up if you're a diabetic on sugar.
Which is sugar. There's something that we'll get to. But I'm going to start out with the common cold.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Because that's common right now.
Yeah, common cold, sore throat, stuffy nose, runny nose.
Everybody's going through this. And everybody assumes it's COVID every time.
And this is like my grandmother's remedy, and we used to use it all the time, which is boil some water. Okay. Boil some water, add lemon, add ginger, and add raw local honey. It's a good anti-inflammatory. It soothes your throat. If you have a sore throat, it'll help with digestion and just make you feel better. So ultimately, water, honey, ginger, and lemon together can give you all these symptom relief, and ultimately you'll just start feeling better.
I feel like honey can be used for everything.
It can.
Like, you know how they say honey can be used for allergies, right? So what they do is, the most important thing, if you're going to do that, is get a local honey. And the reason you got to get local honey is that if you get local honey within 5 miles, they get exposed to the same pollen that you do. And then when you eat that honey, it actually protects you. But you got to be on it for a while. Yeah. But it does protect you. Honey protects everything. I mean, back in the day, they used it for burns, for allergies, for everything.
But it tastes fantastic too.
Yeah. That sounds great though. Honey, ginger, lemon. I mean, I feel like honey, ginger, lemon treats everything, though.
It really does. And it's great for cough.
But I mean, grandparents always said olive oil for everything, you know? Olive oil, they used to put olive oil on every single thing.
But we need to be very careful with honey not to use in 1 year, 1 year old or younger because of Clostridium.
True.
Okay, Clostridium, species or infections, so you got to be very careful. So make sure they have to be over 1 year old, and it's very good for cough as well and for allergies.
And this is our recommendations. If you have a primary care, run it by them. We're totally cool with that.
Of course.
The next
run it
one,
by me.
Yeah, run it by AJ.
Yeah, not MJ.
The next one is a sty. I feel like that's one of the things that everyone's always so annoyed by,
so
right? And you got to be able to differentiate between a sty that's infected and not infected, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm talking about a sty that's not infected.
Yep.
Okay. So one of the things you can do is take a tea bag. Make sure it's not hot. You don't want to burn your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a warm tea bag and use it for a sty, and it kind of cools down, and it you just put it directly on the eye, and it
reduces the size, and it'll definitely help.
Take away the inflammation.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make sure you don't burn your face again.
At the same time, if you are concerned for infection, again, talk to MJ, talk to AJ, because it can be confused with cellulitis as well. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. I have swollen, orbital cellulitis. I had a patient the other day. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Be careful.
Oh yeah, it could cause blindness. So
and
you
if it gets to a point where
it's
severe, you might need to see your eye doctor.
Absolutely. So the next one that I think is pretty common is melatonin.
Oh, I love melatonin.
Yeah, I feel like everybody kind of uses melatonin. There are certain people who have pretty severe insomnia, and I don't think melatonin is really
and they get
help.
nightmares.
Yeah,
there's things that are wrong with melatonin sometimes, but it's the safer route. Better than Tylenol PM and Ambien and Trazodone and Xanax and all of that stuff.
It is. Melatonin is naturally secreted from the pineal gland, and it does put you in it does induce a state of drowsiness. Yeah. And that's why sometimes, you can give them melatonin because it puts you in that state of drowsiness. But what you have to be very careful is that blue light, for example, or any kind of strong light, it will make it harder for you to sleep because it does diminish that.
Circadian rhythm. We always talk about circadian rhythm. So if you're going to take melatonin, make sure there's no light, no sound, no Nothing. Cover your eyes. Make sure it's cold. Make sure that's the only way it works. If you have a TV on, you have lights on, it's just not gonna work.
Well, it's just like you can't. When patients complain of insomnia and I have trouble sleeping, well, they got all their lights are on, TV's on, music is on. It's like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Your body has to. It has to be dark. It has to be quiet, and put your body into that mode. So that's the only way for you to really help. To get the sleep that you need.
100%. All right, next one is actually pretty funny because I argued with people on this before.
Yeah.
So when you get a wart on your hand, which is HPV, right?
Yeah.
And I had a friend that told me like, oh, man, I put duct tape on it, and that thing went away.
Yeah.
And so one of the home remedies that a lot of people talk about is duct tape for warts.
Yep. It reduces it.
Just remember, it can come back. Warts can always come back.
Yeah, and it's not going to fix it in 10 minutes.
No.
You got to use it for a few days, actually, I recommend it.
I usually like to freeze it with cryotherapy.
Yeah, we could do that also.
But if you can't afford it, duct tape is...
Yeah, but also, it's painful. Like, cryo can be a little bit painful or any type of procedure
I
to remove
actually tried
it
duct
can be
tape one time and it worked.
Really?
So, yeah,
nice.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, see, I love it when you do some home remedies and they actually do work.
100%.
Another big one is for nasal congestion is salt water or really saline. It's you
make sure it's not faucet though.
Oh yeah, exactly. So saline or water and salt, which is basically saline spray, they're so expensive over the counter. It's insanely expensive. But the difference is because when a lot of these companies make these sprays, the irritant aspect from the salt, that's why it doesn't hurt as much when you get these over the counter. But if you're willing to kind of let it burn a little bit,
let it burn.
Let it burn. Spray some, pour some saline or salt water in your nose. It'll open up your passages and it'll clear it. So that's something that you could do at home.
If you don't got the money, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
All right, next one. I feel like this thing just became so popular over the last couple of years is probiotics.
Oh, for sure.
Especially for people that are taking antibiotics, because people need to understand that when you take an antibiotic, it kills that good bacteria in your gut, which you need to help protect you. You notice a lot of people that take antibiotics, they get diarrhea. So you need to be on probiotics, especially if you're taking antibiotics. It's just overall, everybody's recommending probiotics now.
Yeah, and to emphasize on that, MJ, a lot of people like my patients ask me this question is like, well, which one do I buy? Listen, this whole yogurt that you buy that has probiotics in it, that's not enough probiotics. Okay, you need to get whatever in the billions. Look at the billion, 1 billion, 10 billion, 50
Usually
billion.
a lot of times when they're in the freezer, it's a little bit better too.
It's
when they're cold.
What is the probiotics?
Yeah, a lot of times they say when it's cold, it's better.
Yeah, so you recommend to keep it in the freezer?
I mean, a lot of the time. So if you're on high antibiotics, then but different studies say different things. But as long as you take probiotics,
okay, all right. This is actually pretty interesting. Sugar. Now, I'm not recommending people to sit there and have 6 spoons of sugar.
Dr. Javawi said I can eat all the sugar I want.
Absolutely not. Sugar, if you were to apply a little bit like on your tongue and kind of let it dissolve, it actually stimulates the vagus nerve. When you stimulate the vagus nerve, that'll put you in a parasympathetic state, which goes into the diaphragm ultimately and relaxes the diaphragm, which ultimately stops your hiccups. So
hiccups, everyone's always wondering. You know what? I ate a hot pepper the other day and I had hiccups really bad, and I did put some sugar on my tongue and it went away.
Yeah, it works. It works.
The old remedy we used to do is hold your nose.
Hold your breath.
Right.
Or drink water and hold your nose and
aspirate real quick.
That's just
sugar. I think the sugar has worked, but again, small amount, guys. Diabetics, try to stay away from it
for sure.
Another good one, AJ, is prunes. It's great for constipation. I've tried it myself. I'd rather you try the prunes before you jump into like aggressive laxatives and enemas and all of that. Prunes usually will take care of the constipation. Yeah,
because it contains fiber and it contains sorbitol. So you just got to be very careful. Yes, it's a fruit. It's good. Have 1 or 2. Don't have 17.
Yeah. One time I felt kind of constipated.
Yeah.
And I bought like a prune bottle and I was like, man, this tastes good.
Great.
Chugging, straight diarrhea.
Of course.
So be careful because you will shit yourself.
Of course. Literally.
I'm sure I don't think you've ever had that though.
Calamine lotion. This is another one that works really well on burns, irritation, any kind of itchiness that you have. So this is something, poison ivy as well.
Yeah.
So this is something they could use for poison ivy. Have some calamine lotion at home. I think it's definitely a necessity also. So
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, sir.
The next one is Personally, I think it does work, and I've tried it for patients that have eczema.
Mm-hmm.
Patients that, by the way, patients that have asthma usually have eczema.
Yeah,
they kind of go hand in hand.
Yep.
And so if you do have eczema and you don't want to go into the hydrocortisone creams and all that aggressive stuff,
avoid steroids.
oatmeal.
Yep.
Take some oatmeal, grind it down, and put it on your skin. It usually will work for eczema. Try it out. I mean, again, if you have aggressive eczema, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, but just make sure that they know it's the colloidal oatmeal. Yeah, it's the specific one that they recommended. Is colloidal oatmeal is the one that actually helps with eczema. Yeah, just a reminder.
Man, you know your foods very well.
Next one, aloe vera. Aloe vera, great for sunburns. Decreases pain and helps actually speed up the healing process.
Yeah.
So this is
I like to get it the actual natural one and just
look. Yeah, I mean, where are you gonna go get a natural?
Grow it in the backyard.
You can grow it. Yeah, you're right. You can grow it if you have it. Just cut it. Boom, use it.
Yeah,
it's so much better.
I love it
for
People
sure.
use
soothing.
it for the face. They use it so many things.
It's so soothing. One thing that I also wanted to mention, which is a remedy that my grandmother, may she rest in peace, used to use when we were living with her. Anytime I'd have an ear infection or I'd feel like my ears are clogged up, she would warm up some virgin olive oil.
Yep.
Not to a point, of course, where to fry my ear, but she'd warm up some virgin olive oil, kind of a little bit, warmer than room temperature. She'd apply 2 or 3 drops in each ear. Man, I'd wake up in the morning completely pain-free. It was amazing. And it's good for like a lavage, right? It literally clears up all the wax. Not that we need to completely clear all the wax in our ears, because it's actually, we need to have some wax for protection and a lot of infections and stuff from going in there, right?
A lot of natural things like hair in our nose, hair in our ears,
yep.
wax.
Exactly. That's why you see a lot of people who just constantly clean it and cut everything in their nose. They get a lot more sick, a lot more allergies, and a lot of infections.
Agreed.
So, yeah, we need that. But
these are pretty good, man.
Yeah, these are one of the most common ones that we typically go through. But I think it's pretty educational and pretty entertaining.
Because we do talk about like big topics. I think home remedies are great. A lot of people want to like, hey, look, doc, I'm not trying to go to med school. I'm not trying to be a doctor. What do I do if I have a sty? What do I do if I have constipation? What do I do if I have eczema? Here are some things that we recommend. We'll cover more of these too. We'll do more. These are great. I appreciate you. Home remedies.
Home remedies.
And if you guys love it, let us know. Please follow, subscribe,
share, comment, like.
If you like it, do it.
Click on it.
Do it anyway.
I agree.
We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support and love. You guys have been awesome. But if you are following us on Instagram or Facebook, go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Help us grow that page.
Exactly. And thank you for being the best dog talkers ever. Appreciate you. God bless.